Hi, Matt, the etrailer. Today we're talking about the Thule OutPace Bike Rack on the back of our 2016 Cadillac SRX. Now this is going to be a great option if you're looking for something that's going to be pretty compact when you're not using it, and when you are using it, it's going to be really easy to use and very versatile. So first, let's start off by checking out how our bike's going to interact with our vehicle. So this is going to be a standard mountain bike, and if I go to shake this, the bike itself doesn't really move on here. The rack is moving a little bit from that pivot point, but we're nowhere close to even making contact with our vehicle, which is really nice. Now, if we want hatch access, I'm going to tilt this back some, and this is actually a pretty unique way to do that. We're going to have this rubber cable right here that when I pull on, I'm going to hear a click, lift up some, and it will drop down. And that's a pretty good tilt, even with a weight capacity of 55 pounds per bike. So this can even handle your lighter e-bikes. And from here, I can open up our hatch and gain access back here. That's gonna be nice if you need to put away some groceries, take a seat, tie your shoe before your bike ride, or even grab your helmet. And when you're done, you can close that up and put this back into the seated position. But if we want to take a closer look at this rack, I'll remove my bike. So part of the reason why we have a really good hold on here is because we're going to have a strap on each tire. I'll just take that off real quick. And what's really cool about these straps is they have this ratcheting function to them. So if I pull in the opposite direction, it gets even tighter. And that's what I like about the Thule bike racks is they have that extra feature that ensure that your bike's going to be secured on here nicely. The last point we're going to have contact with is going to be our frame. So if you have a bike with a really nice paint job on here, I wouldn't recommend this one. If you like a lot of what this does, then I'd recommend the Thule OutPace, because what's nice about that is it works very similar to this. It's going to be very compact when you're not using it, but it's also able to attach to your tire too. But with all that said, I can take off my bike and take it out for a ride. So from here, let's put a few things up. And you have a couple options when it does come to putting everything into place. So what I mean by that is, of course, we want to put our center masses down, put these straps up. You'll notice we do have lock cords on here for that extra security so no one can take your bikes. I'll put my other straps up too. But I could put that down, and I have the option of putting these cradles inside too. And you can do this if you want or not. If you do this, it takes up less space when you take it off the rack. But if it's really not coming off the rack, sometimes I'll just leave them out, and I'll show you here why in a second. Before I do that, I'm gonna get a few measurements. The first measurement I'm gonna get is gonna be from our back bumper to the back of the carrier. That's gonna be 27 inches, which is pretty compact for a 2-bike rack. Now, I will say sometimes you'll notice when you're loading up the bikes, if you have 2 mountain bikes on here, it might be a little bit tight, but if you work with them a little bit, it should still work. Now, for the total distance from our ground, you can tell we have a pretty high rise. That's gonna be 30 inches, so I really wouldn't worry about making ground contact. Now from here, we can just fold it up if we want to save space if we're not loaded. And from our back bumper, we're only going to be taking up about 10 inches from this handle right here. So that's very compact. Now this is the reason why I was saying I personally don't like to fold these cradles inwards, because if we look from this angle, or if we had that folded in, we're going to block things like our license plate and our backup camera. With them folded out though, we're not. And with your taillights, even with these folded out, we're not going to block those or our back window. Now, the way this is going to install is we're going to have an 1.25 inch shank right here, and that's going to go into your 2-inch hitch receiver. Now, this will work with an 1.25 inch receiver as well, but the reason why we're able to get it in this 2-inch receiver is because we have a 2-inch sleeve adapter that comes with your kit. Along with that, we're going to have this integrated hook with the bike rack. This is going to go into that pin hold to make sure everything stays in place, so we don't have to worry about having a separate pin on hand, and we don't have to worry about losing anything. But when I go to shake this, we don't have any shake at all. And that's going to be because we have this anti-rattle device in the back. It has a key and a lock core on there. So that's going to be nice because it'll ensure that we have that extra security so no one can take your rack, and it'll be key to like with that lock for your bikes too. This actually will also pivot if you pull it out completely. So if you're finding it a little bit hard to work at one angle, you can just pivot it some, put it back in that lock position, and there you have it. Now, in my opinion, I think this is going to be a solid rack because, one, like I said, if you're kind of low in space, you can just compact that down, and that shank folds up too, so you don't have to worry about tripping over it. And let's say you're even out and about, if you need to throw this in the back of your vehicle, you'll have plenty of room to do that. But of course, if you guys have any other questions, let us know here at eTrailer. And again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.